You're listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us. My name's Jackie Paget Barron.
And I'm Dr. Vicky Arcady.
And we're the creators of Flush Your Fat for Good, Be Lean and Healthy for Life. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's nothing to do for just 30, 60, 90 days, and then all of a sudden you've lost what you want and then it all comes back on. It's actually a lifestyle to be lean and healthy for life, okay? It's something that the way you feed your body is how you would care for your car if you care about your car. And if your car breaks down, you know, you think you can get another car, but you're not driving around too much if it's broken down, are you? So now you don't have a good quality of life. But if your car dies on you, then what's the issue?
Get a new car.
Or you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So the bottom line is, with your body, you really have to take care of the one, you know, your God-given body. It's absolutely precious to you. It's the gift of life. So when we say flush your fat for good, that means for good riddance, get rid of it, and for good, for the good of your family, for the good of your well-being, for the good of
your life.
Your life, exactly.
It will enhance your life. Yes.
And today, sometimes, you know, some people can't do this on their own. You can buy our book on Amazon.com or on our website, flushyourfatforgood.com. And this is like all you need to know, or you can get on our website and order our workbook. But some people are not, you know, in tune with helping themselves get it together and understand it. Therefore, having a buddy is really important.
Or they don't want to. You know, they want to be led by the hand and trained. Like you hire a trainer. Same thing here.
Yeah.
You hire a trainer for
you can't walk into a gym and say, hey, I'm going to use all this equipment.
After about a month, you pretty much should have it. And then you can also go an extra month with many do. Many go at least 1 month, but then they might go 2 months also.
Well, so what we're going to do on our Did You Know That segment today, our Did You Know That segment is, did you know that we have one-on-one coaches?
Right.
Okay, this is all new for us. And to be coached and to, like Dr. Vicky said, take somebody by the hand and walk them through it, you know, talk with them once a week, email throughout the week, and make sure they know what they're doing, answer all their questions, and feel like they have a partner in this, you know, because a lot of times you might want to go through the book, or maybe you're not a reader, you know, you're not really good with the reading. So you can get on our website, flushyourfatforgood.com, and become a VIP member, and we have 23 videos there to show you how to make the food and why we're doing this and why do that. And we have over 100 audios to help you with troubleshooting. However, to have a coach be your best friend for 30, 60, 90 days is amazing, and it can really, really be the difference in your success. So, did you know that segment today is, did you know Flush Your Fat for Good has one-on-one coaches? And we're going to talk about the 3 coaches we have now.
Let me just say something about coaching, because I would say the vast majority of people it is dependent on where you live geographically too. Because if you're on the West Coast here, we are more into you know, we're into real health. So Did you want to say something?
No, my phone did, though.
Anyway, you know, in some parts of the country and the world, people they honestly and truthfully don't know what they should be eating. They have no idea. Most of us are dependent on how we were raised, with our paradigms from what our mother made for us and told us we should be eating, and our ancestors. Like in my case, Italian, it was all starch, bread, starch, lasagna, you know, all kinds of stuff like that.
Pastas.
I mean, that's white flour. Come on, you know. Mm-hmm. And but that's how we were raised. That's how my parents were raised. That's how all the way back they were raised. And most of us are on the planet, and we have been raised by our parents with all these paradigms that are not, most of the time, are not good for us. Like, what's that, tuna casserole dish? A lot of people, right? And that with the potato chips on top, that is not healthy, okay? And you usually got chicken of the sea tuna, the chunk tuna, that's garbage of the tuna. You don't want that. You want the solid white. Anyway, but you're raised with this, and the kids, your children, then learn to grow up with that because that's all you know. So the reason why a coach is important, and I saw this in my practice, because I taught my patients health. I gave them the pulse so they could go away and they wouldn't need me to guide them anymore and to make healthy choices. I taught them what to do by dietary changes along with the adjustment and the treatment. And every time they came in, they learned more and more. And we had handouts like we do with you guys. We had handouts. I didn't have a book, but I had articles that I'd written, and we passed those out in our waiting room was like a library. She had a notebook going on, and people used to come in early just to read. But the reason why you want to have a coach is to learn good habits right from the get-go. You get on this. It's a full program. We go through all the pillars. Today I posted in the room, Flush Your Fat for Good Buddies Facebook room, private Facebook room. Request to join in, we'll let you in. Answer the questions, we'll let you in. But I posted how exercise and sleep are going to prolong your life or give you longevity, and that's our 7th pillar, exercise and sleep. And they also mentioned in the article, it was a study, and they also mentioned in the article about how you're supposed to eat good and all the things that we have in our lifestyle. We have 8 pillars, so you don't have to go any further but from Flush Your Fat for Good. But why not hire a coach who lives the lifestyle, who had the results? You'll see tonight. We're going to go over these girls, and you'll see who these senior coaches are. They're incredible. They live the lifestyle like we do, and you're going to learn all the good habits, the tricks, the shortcuts. Get it down, do it, know what to do, get it done, and you'll be, after 2 weeks, you'll be flying with this thing, and you'll start feeling good in days. Literally days, you'll start to feel good.
And it doesn't matter how much weight you have to lose.
No.
Because we have them, we have the Power 100 heroes that we call, because they're up to 500, 600 pounds.
Right.
It does not matter. We're there for you.
Right.
But I just wanted to do a shout out to Rob Cohn.
Oh, Robbie.
Rob. And Jennifer's on. Jennifer, we're going to talk to you first because
we're going to be calling you shortly.
Yeah, you're going to man the room after that. Shout out to Kathleen Powell.
Oh, hi.
There she is. Hello.
This is her right here.
Hello. And Katie Boggs, she's on. We're going to be talking to Katie. So we're just, hopefully Sue's going to be on and available. So the bottom line is, if you give the Eskimo diet to the Hindu, you're going to kill the Hindu. If you give the Hindu diet to the Eskimo, you're going to kill the Eskimo. People need to eat like generations and generations way back. It takes 17 generations to change a metabolic structure.
Some do blood type.
And
that's how you can look at that too.
But the bottom line is, and this is the last podcast we did, was on dental health, because when the modern day diet came in, it destroyed everybody's mouth. Their dental, their jaw, their gums, even the nose area.
Braces were necessary.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Cavities, rotten teeth.
With Flush Your Fat for Good, it's really about learning how to feed your body through biochemistry and physiology, but we made it easy to be in compliant with our 8 pillars. And once you learn it, it's like learning how to drive a stick shift. It might be difficult at first, but then, or awkward, I might say, after a while, but once you learn it, you can do it in your sleep. Yeah,
it's just different, and it's new information that you will be bombarded with, but it's a learning curve. So don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. That's why it's good to have the coaches there,
yeah, exactly,
holding your hand.
So we want to make sure that we're going to call Jennifer first, and we want to introduce you to Jennifer Powell. She's our coach and also host of our Power 100 heroes, and you'll understand why. She actually encouraged us to do our calls every Wednesday for the Power 100 heroes, so that they have a phone call every Wednesday to go to and listen up and ask from Jennifer or from Dr.
Hello?
Vicki or myself.
Jennifer, are you there?
Hello.
There she is.
Yes, I'm here.
Woohoo! Okay.
Yoo-hoo!
Success.
Yeah, we like it when things work. Hi, Jennifer. How you
There
doing?
you go. Hi.
Well, we've been talking up a storm about you, and really, and you're written up in the book.
Yes.
So when people get our book, they're going to learn more about you than you probably ever wanted them to know.
There you go.
Yeah.
But we've watched you over the years, and I mean, it's when people get this book and they see the dedication to you, they're going to understand why there's a butterfly at the end of the paragraph about you. And so you've really gone through a metamorphosis that's been very impressive. And you're one of our 3 senior certified coaches that we want people to learn about, because, everybody gravitates to somebody they can resonate with. And I know a lot of people that have I think sometimes they might say, well, it doesn't look like you have that much weight to lose, but I have a lot, so I don't know if you can relate to me. People don't know where you came from.
Right.
So I want you to share with everybody a little about your past and why you're passionate about doing this, and what you feel your niche is in being able to really help people and benefit people with a certain issue as well.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the call. I really appreciate that. And yes, everybody has a different story. My story goes back to, of course, growing up. I have 2 sisters, and I was compared to both of them growing up. One of them is very intelligent, so we all 3 are very intelligent. We all graduated in the top 10% of our class, but one of my sisters particularly has a very high IQ, so I was compared in that way. That's my younger sister, Kathleen. But then I also have a twin sister, and I was compared constantly with her. And I know, Jackie, you have a twin sister as well, so you can relate to that.
100%.
But when we went to, we started going to high school, we went through and met our teachers, and we met our academic counselor, and she compared us, trying to figure out how to tell us apart, and this story's in the book, but she noticed that one of us was a little heavier than the other, and I found out, I hadn't even thought about one of us being heavier than the other up until that point. That was the first time anyone ever said anything like that to me, and as far as I know, to her as well. And so when we were alone later, I asked her how much she weighed. Well, it ended up she weighed 110 and I weighed 115. But to a 15-year-old girl, that sounded like a huge difference. And so that became my self-fulfilling prophecy. I used that to justify eating a little bit more. I didn't think about it at the time until maybe 6 months ago when I was talking to one of you, or we were writing the book and writing my story for the book or whatever. But that became a big deal. And so I would think, well, I can have one more cookie or a little bit more ice cream, because after all, I'm the heavy twin. So I think I can relate to anyone that has compared themselves to someone else and they feel fatter, whether they are or not, how that feels and what that does to you in your journey. So over the years, I really started gaining weight when I got out on my own, because I was justifying what I was eating, and I started putting the weight on. And over the next few years, I tried to lose the weight sometimes, but I was hesitant on some diets because I thought it was going to be hard, or it was going to taste bad, or I was going to have to find weird things at the grocery store that I wasn't going to know what they were, and it was just kind of intimidating. So there were some diets I didn't even try, but I did dabble in trying to lose some weight. But then in 2001, I lost 10 pounds to be a bridesmaid in a wedding. And at that point, what that meant was I lost from 180 down to 170. Now I'm 5'3".
Wow.
When I was in high school, I was 5'3". Maybe I'm shrunk down to 5'1" now. I haven't measured, but I think I've shrunk a little in height. But anyway, I'm a very short person, and I'm a very small bone. So 180 pounds on me was a lot. And I knew I was overweight, but I didn't really understand how much overweight I was. But I felt really good about losing 10 pounds for this wedding, and I felt good about how I looked.
Yeah.
And it felt like I accomplished something. A few months after that, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and so I started doing a lot of emotional eating. And I went from that 170 up to over 220 pounds in a very short time. And I was mortified when I got to 200 pounds. I remember thinking, I wouldn't even admit it to myself. There's no way I would have told anyone. To be saying this on a webinar call right now that infinite number of people could listen to, I would have never dreamt I would say
And
that.
it's
But I
all
weighed
over the
223
globe.
pounds at my heaviest.
It's all over the world now,
And-
too.
Yeah, it's all over the world now.
No pressure.
But I would not write it down. I would not, I didn't even really set out to take pictures of myself at that point because I was so embarrassed. But I got to a point where I just thought I need to do this. I had gotten off pop and sugar at one point, and I had done a walking challenge at work, and I did have some success with feeling better, and so I knew I needed to make some changes. So right about that time was when Flush Your Fat was going through a couple of test groups, and I heard about this lifestyle, and I got started on it in April of 2015, right after it went public from after the second test group. And I really lost pretty quickly. I lost about 10 pounds a month. I got both of my sisters involved in this lifestyle shortly after I got on it. I remember, though, when I got to, I think it was about 50 pounds down, I realized that I'm an emotional eater because some things happened. Life just happens when you're going through a transformation or anything, and you have challenges. And there were some things that happened. Someone hurt my feelings, and it triggered me. I wanted to go back to the chocolate and the ice cream, and I had been off of it for like 5 months, and it kind of scared me. And so I remember talking to you, Jackie, and I think I talked to you also, Dr. Vicki, and I realized, that it was emotional eating, and I thought if I don't deal with these issues that are deep inside of me of ways that I've been hurt or whatever, that even if I reach my goal of losing 100 pounds, I had a goal to wear a beautiful dress for a gala. I never got married. I never did the homecoming thing or any of those things. And so I wanted to go to this gala and not just be wearing a beautiful dress over a really fat body. I wanted to be wearing a beautiful dress with a thin body. And so my goal was to lose 100 pounds in a year, but then I started thinking, okay, I'm going to get there. I've got this momentum. I've lost 50 pounds in about 5 or 6 months. But what happens once that gala happens? Am I going to go back to this emotional eating?
Right.
And if I have some issues to deal with, probably other people do. So why don't we have a place where people on this journey can talk about it? So I remember I approached the two of you, and we talked about a couple different options and finally settled on having a phone call where we could have a forum to talk about some of the issues. And I don't know if you know it, but we're all up to almost 200 calls now. I think it's 187 or something like that. We're going to hit 200 calls here within the next few months.
This is our Power 100 call, Power 100 Heroes. Yes. So real quick, we're going to get on to Katie real quick, but what, you're a coach now. You're one of our senior certified coaches. Just give us a couple of sentences here as to how you feel about how you can help them.
That's a great question. I think I particularly can help people with like 50, 70, 80, 100 or more pounds to lose because I've been there. Mm-hmm. I think I can help people that have emotional eating issues or need to overcome paradigms. I'm passionate about helping people learn the pillars and help them dig into their why of how they got that extra fat on to begin with so that they can deal with those things to overcome them. It may be more than, they may need to do a little counseling with a professional counselor, but I can at least help them see what those issues are and start the journey, and that's my passion.
And I think also the loss of your mother is,
Yes.
you're not just helping with fat loss. I think deep inside you know that you're helping with these people's health as well, because it's all about being lean and healthy. So you know what we bring in with our experience, it gives us a passion to want to pass it on to others. Anyway, that was a kaboom, Jennifer. You did awesome. Thank you so much. And we're going to be talking to you again tomorrow on our Power 100 Heroes call. But, thanks for joining us on the phone. And now a lot of people are saying hi to you on the podcast comments. So you can get back to work now.
Okay. Thanks
you
again for having me on the call. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Jennifer.
Jennifer. And we're going to do a shout out to Robin and Hillary. Yay, Hillary. We need to talk to you again on our podcast. We couldn't get her on that one time because she's a truck driver.
Oh, that's right. We tried.
But I can't wait to talk to her because she's great.
She does this in her work, which is a truck driver. She can do this. So that tells
and
you
Pat
anything.
and Ken Borneval's on. Yay.
Oh, yay.
Okay, so we're going to call Katie now, Coach Katie, who is extremely impressive. And, she had other issues other than fat issues, and she's going to share that with you as soon as she gets on the call. So we're just waiting. That was great with Jennifer.
Oh, yeah.
She hit it out of the park, man.
She is, honestly, she is such a success. I mean, she has totally transitioned her and changed everything about herself. And it started with, habitual ritual, too. It starts when you get a habitual ritual because we give you everything you need. Then you can start changing your life.
Okay, are we ring-a-dinging? What is it?
Let me see.
I'm here.
Oh, there she
There
is.
she is. Okay.
Hi, Katie.
Okay, and Mom and Dad are on, so they're listening. Or Mom at least. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hi.
Basically we want I don't know if you were able to hear Jennifer, but you, just like Jennifer, and also when we talked to Sue, you guys have been around the block and you have had life experiences that as everybody
unique
does,
to each-
but you guys actually have been able to not only find this answer for yourself, but now through your heart and your passion to help others, you're teaching and coaching this, and you're our second senior certified coach on the website. So tell us a little about you right now.
Well, I am currently 33 years old for the next month, and then I'll be on the other side of 33. And I started this.
Nice try.
I started this journey right around the time that Jennifer did. So I started on May 1st, 2015. And up until then, I had spent my life not knowing I had food allergies. And my sister was diagnosed with celiac disease when I was, I think, 22 or 23. And she said, hey guys, this is what's happening with me. We're finally figuring out why I'm in so much pain. As they're about to take her gallbladder, they did one last test and said, oh, you have celiac disease. So she said, it's a lot of times genetic. You should probably get tested. So I decided, I read up on it and said, oh, you can do an elimination diet. Let me just eliminate gluten and see how it goes. So within those 2.5 weeks I was going to spend gluten-free, I started to feel better right away, but I didn't really quite notice until one day I absentmindedly put an Oreo in my mouth, and I was so sick immediately. I thought I was going to die. I was like, what is happening? So as soon as my body started to detox from the constant poisoning of eating gluten every day, I became extremely sensitized to my reactions, and I understood this is why I feel so sick all the time. So fast forward to me being 29 years old, and I had yo-yoed back and forth about 40 pounds. Now, since about 8 years old, because of the celiac, I had been always overweight starting from 8 years old. I was homeschooled. I would eat all the time. My mom was always like, get out of the refrigerator. And I would think I was hungry, but it was because I had so much indigestion and heartburn from eating things I was allergic to that I was I thought I was hungry. So I was like, I'm in pain. I need to put food in my stomach. So I was just very overweight, yes. So when I was in 6th grade, I looked like a full-grown adult woman. Developed early, was towering over all of my friends, and then they all caught up. In 7th grade, I stopped growing, and they all continued. So now I'm the shorty. I'm 5'3" as well. So in my whole adult life, I spent most of that time about 70 pounds overweight. So I said to my mom one day, we're out to breakfast, I think, and I said, Mom, I feel like an 86-year-old woman. I don't know where I got that number from, but I imagine that's what an 86-year-old feels like. My body is falling apart, and I am 29 years old, and I feel like I'm going to die early. I'm never going to be able to have children. My body can't cope. If I got hurt, it would take me forever to heal. If I got sick, I would be sick over and over and over again. My body could not regenerate and heal properly. And I dealt with pain my whole life. And I was just, in tears, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she just said, neither do I. So we just kind of sat there like hopeless, like we didn't have an answer. And then 2 weeks later, a friend of ours introduced us to this lifestyle. And the next time I saw her, she plopped this ebook in front of me. That's what we had back then. And she said, start eating your fruit. We got to wait 20 minutes after we eat our fruit to have our coffee. And I was like, what are you talking about? So she's like, just start reading and start eating. And so she kind of laid it out for me, and I was like, Mom, I'm too busy for this. And all the excuses started. I'm not organized. I'll never stick to it. Oh, we have to supplement. Like, I already took some supplements, but it wasn't faithfully because I was paying for them myself now as, a big girl. And so I was like, oh, I don't have extra money. I'm a musician. Like, we don't really get paid very well. Right. So I just gave her all the rundown of excuses, and my mom doesn't really take excuses. And she was like, didn't you just tell me 2 weeks ago that you feel like you're dying? I said, yeah. So it took me about 2 weeks to come around, but she had been teaching me good nutrition my whole life, what we thought was good nutrition. So the process of coming to a decision to do this happened over time. I was actually influenced for the good through her rules about what we were allowed to eat in the home. She shot from the food co-op. We had carob chips instead of chocolate, which was torture because that was gross. And so that process to coming to a decision happened over time. But then when I decided I was going to do it, that decision happened in an instant, and I was all in from that moment on. So I started to take imperfect action. In my first weekend, I had a performance in Atlanta, and I drove there with my then boyfriend, now husband. And normally I would just eat in the car. Always, like, let's have M&Ms, let's have Snickers, whatever. And I would just like pig out. And of course, sugar levels going through the roof and then dropping really quickly. And I would have been a total mess at that performance had I done that, because it was a very rigorous schedule when we got there. But I had more energy than I had ever had in my life. I think that weekend it was exciting, and I was able to keep up with the pace. And I wasn't even doing the full program. I just did what I could do because I was still learning, for one thing. I didn't have all the stuff yet, but I was drinking some Cran Flush. I had some peptides in my coffee, and I was food combining. So I did that for the weekend, and I lost 5 pounds of like bloat, and it was immediate over the weekend.
So now you just said you had your boyfriend who's now your husband. What happened?
Yep. So, well, I started this lifestyle in May of 2015, and he proposed in July. And insultingly, some people are like, "Oh, he sees you losing weight. You're getting hot. Now he's going to propose and lock you down." Like, okay, well, if that's why you think we're
whatever
married,
it takes,
sure.
Whatever.
you still got a catch.
As long as the love's there, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I had no idea, like that was coming that soon. It just happened. I mean, he waited for a good time. I'm very glad that he you know, like he wasn't ready with the ring until I was ready to lose the
Well,
fat.
how much did you lose?
In that 9 months from May to January, I lost about 70 pounds.
Wow.
And the inches were in the, like 100 something inches over my whole body. So, and I also realized I have a cow dairy allergy through doing Flush Your Fat, because as soon as I stopped eating it, all my cystic acne that was extremely painful that I dealt with my whole life went away like magic.
No, your whole life is greatly improved. You lose 70 pounds, you get an adorable husband, and then what happens?
And then we had our first, found out I was pregnant 5 months into our marriage, which didn't quite go along with my 3-year plan. But I was thrilled that I was pregnant, and it was a little bit psychologically challenging for me to allow myself to gain weight.
Yes.
Because
Oh, yeah.
I had just spent so much time being so controlled, and man, pregnancy cravings, I've never experienced anything quite like that before. And I know that without Flush Your Fat for Good, I would have been humongous. I would have been an elephant as a pregnant woman.
Without a doubt.
Because, yeah, it's not even about willpower. It's like your body just is taken over by another being who is controlling you, who has no...
And it's for the rest of your life, trust me. So now you have the baby. You've eaten Flush Your Fat for Good all the way through your pregnancy. You're
Phase
having
two.
phase
two.
1 and phase 2.
She finished
goes
with
into-
phase
yeah.
1, completed that,
Right.
and went into phase 2.
But then you have the baby, who's 2 years old now, right?
She's 2.5, yep.
Wow.
Yep. Chatty
Oh my
Cathy,
God.
I hear her all the time.
Yeah.
She's smarter than you, by the way. And so you've been helping people, you've been coaching people, and tell us, shortly here, because we're going to get Sue on the line, what your passion is in helping people, because I've seen you do it. You've helped other people. Where do you stand right now? What's going on in your life right now, and why is it so important to want to help people, and
Coach them.
what can you benefit the people that kind of are in your niche?
Yeah, so I feel like the people who are going to want to come to me are the ones who want to make a commitment but need the compassion and the compass to help them get there. So you guys personally and my mom were my rock when I went through this. I never, we read in the group sometimes like, oh, I fell off the wagon. I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm going to get back on. You guys, thanks for supporting me. I didn't really go through that at the beginning. I was so laser focused because you guys are no nonsense and you taught me the biology of it. And so in my brain, when it makes sense and I know there's proof it's going to work, I latch onto that. And also I'm highly motivated by rewards and money and things like that motivates me personally. So I wanted to, kind of improve my career, improve my stamina, all those things that would come to, when you improve your health, you improve your entire life.
It's like a
So
rising
I wanted those
tide
improvements.
lifts all boats kind of thing. Yeah, it went into everything. If you're going to improve your God-given body, healthy mind.
And I also, this is the first time that I'm saying this publicly, but I am also 8 weeks away from giving birth to my second child.
Woo! Congratulations.
Congratulations.
If you
You guys
know
hear
me
that?
personally and you're watching this interview, surprise, I've been
Awesome.
hiding. I'm pregnant.
Well, so now you've made it through
Awesome.
the first pregnancy. You're going through the second pregnancy, and now you're a senior certified coach. So real quickly, tell us what you think you can benefit others throughout I could say it right now, but let me just hear it from you.
Well, I've been through all the hills and valleys financially. Knowing that this was a commitment, I took a leap of faith, and the money showed up for me. I believed I could do it. I believed I could make it happen, and through a lot of prayer and focus, the money came. The ability to stick to it came. So if you're the excuse train, on the excuse train like I was, I'm probably a good coach for you because I'm going to help you break down why those things actually aren't true in your life.
Excellent.
But at the same time, I'm going to love you through your ignorance until we learn we're ignorant. So I want to help people who have the desire to change, but they just need direction. So that's where the compass comes in. I would love to point people in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
beautiful.
you, Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
That was amazing. And I won't let them know that you do carry a whip, but it's, no, I know
try
you're.
to temper my judgment with grace.
No, I know you're strong on them, but like you just said, you're going to love them through it. And you suffered through it, so you want to take care of the suffering of others. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hit it out of the
Thank
park.
you.
And we're going to call Sue right now. Bye, Katie.
Bye, Katie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good job.
Bye.
Okay, let's get Sue, Coach Sue, on the line now. And I didn't see her on the podcast comment here, but I'm hoping we got her.
Let's see if she's on.
While we're calling right now, these senior coaches, when they first started, they were in the same place as other people,
Yes.
where they were insecure or Katie's mom, and Katie said in the kitchen, we don't know what to do. We don't
Right.
know what to do. People don't know
That's
what to
most
do.
of the people. They don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
So if you don't know what to do, and we want you to get started, and we're going to, after we talk to Sue, we're going to talk about the best place to get started, and that would be on the
Sue,
website.
are you on?
Do we have Sue on?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
on.
there
she
she
is.
is. She's
Woohoo.
been sitting there for 10 seconds.
As we're blabbering. And so we don't know if you were listening in, if you've been on the website or not, but we just finished talking to Jennifer, and we finished talking to Katie. And it's basically, you've been around the block, Sue. I mean, you're not somebody that hasn't tried diets or been around or know nothing about health. I mean, you're an RN, but give everybody that's listening right now a brief overview of you, where you've come from and where you're at right now, and why you want to be a senior certified coach.
Okay. Well, as you said, I am a registered nurse, and I am a certified coach right now in the Flush Your Fat for Good program. And what I do is I educate people on how to lose their body fat and improve their health, but also maintain that healthy lifestyle after they reach their goals. And as a nurse, I've just seen so many people try so many different ways to lose weight.
Yeah.
Some of those ways are not, they're counterproductive. Some of those ways are ineffective. They're not a lifestyle you can maintain.
Right.
They're short-lived. Maybe you get some pounds off, but then you just get it right back on. And one thing that's just really been standing out to me lately, I just noticed how many people out shopping or whatever can't walk. They don't have mobility because of obesity.
Yep.
They've lost their agility. They've lost their sense of balance. Once the obesity is controlling their life, they can't regain that because it's like a vicious cycle. And you see people just jumping in and doing intensive exercise programs, and that's just really hard to do when you still are needing to get some weight off your body. So it's really tough on the joints and ligaments. And I just what I want to do is I just see people, I just feel compassion for them. I just think, oh, I want to be able to start a conversation with that person and talk to them about how they can get the control, lose the body fat, gain back their health, and get their agility and their mobility back.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's why I always say flush your fat for good, be lean and healthy for life. Now, did you have a weight problem? I mean, we have your picture up there and I know your story, but were you suffering many years going up and down, or did you just all of a sudden think, at my age now, I guess I should lose some weight?
No, it was a lifelong thing to where, I mean, if you look back at family photos of us, my brother and sister didn't struggle so much with maintaining their weight, but I would be the one that, show up for the holidays and, oh, you look like you've put on a little weight.
Oh, man.
I hate that.
Or,
Merry Christmas.
Or on a good time, it'd be like, well, you look like you've lost a little. But I was always planning to, for this event, I'm going to lose 5 or 10 pounds.
Oh, the pressure was on.
Or yeah. And I want to go to this event, this dance or whatever, and I want to be able to wear this dress. I want to be able to wear this outfit. And so it was always a struggle with binge eating, eating sweets. So once I discovered this program, I have that control.
Right.
I have the ability to keep my weight off, to wear sizes that I never dreamed I would be wearing again. And the self-confidence that I have gotten from feeling that I feel good about the way that I look, and I'm getting tons of exercise with my lifestyle, and if I were heavier, I would not be able to do what I do.
No. Doesn't it feel like you have a peace of mind? It's like, usually it's always every day, what am I going to eat? Well, maybe I shouldn't eat that. Well, the weekend's coming up. Well, maybe I'll binge on the weekend, and then the rest of the week I'll be okay. Don't you feel like you have a peace of mind? Yeah. And
that is super liberating, because I mean, even just shopping, you're very targeted in your grocery shopping. You just go get it done. No, that I don't go down that aisle. No, I don't go there. I go this way and I get this stuff and I don't get that stuff.
Yeah, my cart just So, we have 2 minutes. Tell us, you're a senior coach now. You've lost a lot of weight. You look amazing. You have more energy than you can shake a stick at.
How much did you lose?
I lost 29 pounds totally, but I lost several sizes.
Right.
So
right, because it's not about pounds, it's about inches.
You must have had some visceral fat on you, and I think I remember one of the paradigms you grew up with was cookies. Your mom used to make cookies all the time.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was like the family tradition.
Chocolate chip cookies, dangling the carrot, always.
There you go.
Clean the bathroom and you can have the cookies.
Sugar equals visceral fat, period.
But now that you're a senior coach, give us a couple of sentences on how you feel you can benefit. I know you're into the elderly. You've been involved as an RN with the elderly. And how can you benefit through your niche?
Well, as I kind of alluded to, we've talked about reversing the biomarkers of aging. And there's no reason why you just have to be resolved that, oh, I'm 50, this is just going to happen, so I'm just letting it happen.
Right.
And just give in to being overweight and being immobile. I've treated patients that are way younger than me who have gotten that mindset. And so I want to steer people away from that mindset. No, if you stay active, you don't have to be a bodybuilder.
No.
You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to be a runner. But if you keep that daily level of exercise that's just healthy, I know that in our program, we talk about walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
Right.
And that's all we're talking about.
Right.
But just keeping that going can head off those biomarkers of aging. That combined with proper eating, proper absorption, digestion, elimination.
Right.
And then it all works together.
And give us a couple examples of the biomarkers of aging for our audience who doesn't know what those are. What are some of the biomarkers?
Wow, you just put me on the spot there.
I can help you. Hypertension, diabetes,
Throw me a couple of biomarkers.
high blood pressure, diabetes, and fluctuating sugars. And I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm not on blood pressure medication yet." Like they're expecting to be on it.
Yeah,
They
my
say,
mother was on it.
Right.
I finally got my blood pressure
mom was
medication.
on it. My dad was on it. I guess I'm going to be on it.
They expect it with age.
Yeah. So look,
Right, exactly. That's what I was trying to get to. That there's so many they assume
right.
Presumptions,
as we
yes.
age that these things are inevitable. They're all going to happen to us, but they're not.
No.
I'm just very adamant that I'm not letting that happen to me,
Right.
and I don't want it to happen to other people. Through education, you don't have to just let that happen.
Right.
No.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
Sue.
I want everybody to know, especially you grow rich in your niche. So you grow in knowledge with your niche. And for those people that, especially the elderly that think, well, I'm 70, I'm 80, it's not going to work. I know that it's fine. We have 87-year-olds in walkers. They've lost up to 75 pounds.
And throw away the walker.
And throw away the walkers. So thank you, Sue. We're looking forward to talking to you again. And, you gave us a lot of information about yourself. I'm really appreciative.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Have a good evening.
So we want you guys to know that if it's easy to get started, and what we have in our on our flushyourfatforgood.com site, in the storefront right now, we have Starter Kit 1,
Yes.
Starter Kit 2, Starter Kit 3. Starter Kit 1 is where you get our books, our workbook, our paperback, the essential fatty acids. You get our free VIP membership for a month. You get all the charts. It is a great way to get started, especially now because, what is it? It's 3 months before January 1st. What does everybody do on January 1st?
I'm going on a diet.
Oh yeah, I'm going to start my diet, and I'm going to
I
try
gotta
to
lose
make
weight.
I got to make more money, but first I have to lose the weight.
First, I have to pig out at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
But if you get started now, you've just learned about our coaches. You can find them on the website. Just go to flushyourfatforgood.com, and you go up to the top of the page, you'll see coaches, and it'll come down. The window will say one-on-one coaches. And you just met Coach Jennifer, Coach Katie, and Coach Sue.
And if they, for example, if they sign up, want to talk to one of the coaches, what's the procedure? Like they choose a coach?
It's right there. You can choose a coach, and then
they
you'll
contact?
set up. Yeah, they will contact you with an appointment. You'll be able to choose the appointment, and then they will contact you with a phone call, and then they will discuss
Perfect.
everything with you. You'll be filling out some forms, and
Yes.
It's
Very thorough.
It's
Very
so thorough. And not only that, but you really feel like you can take a weight off your shoulder going, oh my God, I don't have
I
to
have
do this
help,
by
yeah.
myself.
That's
You
the
know?
key, and
I have
and
help.
that's the key when you're learning a new lifestyle. You have to have buddies, which is why we have our buddies, and we have our Facebook room. Remember, go in there and request to join our Flush Your Fat for Good buddies Facebook room.
And with the Starter Kit 1, you get the GLA and the CLA, which is essential for fat burning.
And other things.
Yeah. So, listen, thank you all
We're
for
out of
joining
time
us.
already.
I know,
Jeez.
we could go a lot longer, but thank you for joining us. And don't forget to share this podcast. And we have a YouTube podcast as well, so just go over there if you want to hear about any other
And
subjects.
subscribe to YouTube,
Yeah.
this channel.
And until next week, God bless.
Good night. Take care.
You're listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.